This is the Reading Cinema Town Square, located in a strip mall in San Diego, California. It's going to be shutting its doors in a couple of weeks. This is a eulogy of a dying theater. This Reading Theater is the second movie theater in San Diego to close its doors over the span of about 4 months. In January, the iconic Landmark Theater in Hillcrest shut its doors, and a lot of San Diegans had to grieve with the loss of their last remaining art house theater. This is following a trend across the country as theater attendance continues to decline due to a combination of factors. Sure, there is a general decline in mainstream film quality. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the cost of going to a movie, the maintenance of movie theaters. A lot of them are really poorly kept up, and streaming services are still as popular as ever. Despite this, big chains like AMC, Regal, and Cinemark are still chugging along and going strong. A lot of theaters are offering premium options like Dolby and IMAX, discounts on certain days, unlimited movie plans, and other perks to try and bring people in. So what does a Reading theater have to offer? I visited this theater on a Friday night. It was kind of an unusually gloomy day for San Diego, which is kind of a perfect time and day to go to the movies. The regular price for a ticket was $11, which compared to a lot of theaters nowadays is really good. The box office itself was closed. All the movies that were showing that day were typed onto printed out pieces of paper and they were hung onto the marquee. In order to buy a ticket, you had to buy one from the single kiosk that was inside. I hadn't really decided what movie I wanted to see yet until I got to the theater. I was genuinely shocked to see that no other land was showing here, and only here. This was the only movie theater in San Diego showing it. But here it was, at this random movie theater in San Diego that was closing in a few weeks. I knew the movie was going to be pretty depressing, but I bought a ticket anyway. The lobby was pretty quiet, but it wasn't completely dead. I did see some employees and families and couples walking around. A lot of the marquees above the doors were showing what movie was showing in there and the showtime. A lot of movie theaters don't do that nowadays, where they show what movie is showing in each theater. Since the pandemic, I've noticed that a lot of movie theaters have those marquees turned off. I know they probably turned them off because of the theater hoppers, but look, I am nosy. But my theater didn't have a marquee. It had a full-on TV. These two theaters, for some reason, had big displays with the posters and everything. The theater that I was in seated 100 people. I had a lot of time before my movie started, so I just walked up and down the aisle counting how many seats there were. Since this was the only theater in the area showing no other land, and because it was a Friday night, I was expecting maybe a dozen or so people to show up. So the previews are about to start, and I am the only one in the theater. I've never been to a movie before where I'm the only one in the theater before. There's always been at least one or two other people there with me. So this is going to be a first for me, maybe. I go to the movies a lot. I go to the movies like once a week, so about 50 times a year at least. And yeah, this might be a first for me. The trailers lasted about 10 minutes, and I realized that I was going to be the only one there. I know that a documentary about the Palestinian people being forced out of their homes isn't exactly Friday night viewing. This was the only theater in San Diego showing this film. I expected more than just, well, me. Is this a sign that the theater itself is struggling? No, not really. Maybe more people showed up earlier, or maybe they went on a different day. And when theaters like this close, where are movies like this going to show? Documentaries, indie films, foreign films. Unless you're lucky enough to live near a big multiplex, if theaters like this close, where are you going to see them? Across America, smaller theaters like these, or even smaller, are the only options people have to see a movie. And major chains like AMC and Regal, they all have big deals with the studios and investors they have to rely on. And if they say no to showing a movie at their theater, you might not get the chance to see it, or even hear about it. And the thing that makes this movie theater's closure so tough is that this is my movie theater. This is my local. And even though I'm lucky enough to have other movie theaters in my area, some people don't have that privilege and that luxury. If their movie theaters close, that's it for them. How are they going to watch art? It's important for us to catalog these movie theaters and remember the good times we had there. Remember the movies that we saw, remember the people that we saw those movies with. It's very important that we remember these things. It's important for us to cherish these memories and cherish these movie theaters because you never know when they're going to go away. My name is Matthew Looney, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My goal is to explore movie theaters here in San Diego, Southern California, and beyond. I also want to make fun videos such as rankings and reviews and much more. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more coming. Thank you for watching. See you next time.